Okay, to recap what we did in the last video, we started off by saying we want all Typeform applicants for Arcade City Core to receive a guild invitation email that says so-and-so has, basically you've been invited to join Arcade City Core, click here to accept. We built the models guild invite, integrated the Typeform API, wrote these feature tests, and the supporting unit test to test the user and guild models. And we now have all of this functionality tested to the point where if we run our tests, most of that was in guild tests, so we know that when we make additional changes, we can always run this test suite just to ensure that nothing we do today breaks what we built yesterday. So let's do another of these. No, so we've emailed everyone the invite email. Most of the people who have received those emails click the accept button, so we now have got that kind of user has joined the guild function done. Now we need to do something with it. Everyone also was emailed basically instructions about, let's see, where was it? Guild invite. Yeah, so first we're going to set up your account. This is stuff that we already have had ready. Basically, you go to the, let's just actually step through a little bit of this. So this is the login using Magic. So I'll log in here and go to my email and click this. Do it on my phone. Okay, that pops me into the dashboard with my referral code, my token balances, ether balance, transactions. And what I'd like to do today is basically extend this dashboard with a guilds screen that has sort of the next wave of functionality, because we're directing people to do some word wrap here. Log in just to ensure that their account, the user object, remember we created a user object for them yesterday if there wasn't one based on their email. This will, or should, we should probably test it even if they've already signed up. If their user object was created just via the accepting the invite, this should just add on to it additional information like, signing their ether address. This is how we'll pay out the tokens. And then directing people to download the mobile app. You'll soon be asked to link that account to your wallet account. So in terms of like stuff that we need to build, and I don't know that we'll do that today, but we definitely want to do, let's say this. Well, let's describe features as like how the test will be named. So user can link, let's call it the like wallet account to app account. And I mentioned that we had two code bases for the backend. One was the sort of version 4.1 API code base. We're in the process of merging that into this code base that we're using here. So probably today I will pull over some of the code from the old or the existing API repo into here. Some of the stuff I pull over first might be the chat code because I want to set up guild chat, and we already have code working in the app now for group chat for cities to chat, and having basically repurposing that same code for the web tied to the guild. That's where we're going to be able to get people organized. And that'll integrate into the app also, but it's kind of faster to do development on the web and then pull it into the mobile app once everything's kind of tested and working. So I'll say, if I just put in plain English here, objectives for today, I primarily want people that are in guild to be able to introduce themselves. So guild members can introduce themselves in guild chat. And let's make that into a feature test here. Guild member can read guild chat messages, and guild member can send chat message. And you can envision there will be other tests around, like push notifications, email notifications, other things that we can add shortly. And the kind of idea here is that I'm trying to put myself in the shoes of a guild leader, and then build functionality that solves my needs as a guild leader, and then we'll open that up maybe as soon as like a day or two after we build it. Put it in in a separate screen where people can like create their own guild and kind of go through the same steps that we're going here. So then we can start to incorporate the feedback of the other guild leaders and what they want into our kind of development process. And again, part of why doing these videos now is because we're going to be adding other developers to the team. A couple of the applications that we've gotten are from developers, so getting them familiar with our process, as well as designers, as well as people are going to help to administrate this process as community managers, etc. And then we'll kind of spin off other smaller, non-multi-hour long videos from this stuff as appropriate. But for now, we got to kind of build the place where we're going to be organizing all this. So there is an objective, we want user can link wallet account, but we'll probably do that tomorrow, assuming I can do another video of this tomorrow. So, and we'll say that in this video, we want to get towards the guild chat. And so what we need is a dashboard. So, we have a dashboard. The question is, given that we're embracing test-driven development, and that's really great at testing endpoints and sort of API consumption, it's a little harder to test front-end work. Now, Laravel does have a relatively new, I guess they call it an integration testing framework called Dusk, where the test runner simulates a browser, like it hooks into the Chrome. It like uses a dummy Chrome window or something, and it like steps through, and so you can have it do things. You can test like front end flows. Not as smooth of a workflow that I've found from the feature testing using the regular PHP unit testing like we did last time. But this might be worth doing. The question is, for purposes of getting something working, basically, I don't know yet whether it'll make sense to extend this, because this will kind of require me to switch gears and get into the React code, because this is using the Laravel inertia framework that basically is a glue between a Laravel backend and a React front end. That's what this is written in, and we'll have to kind of change up the development flow. Or do I want to just do something like completely standalone from this? Everything will end up eventually in kind of this one dashboard with React components that'll be easy, relatively easy to pull over into the mobile app. But given that my priority for the day is I want this objective to be completed, and we might need to take some shortcuts in terms of maybe not pivoting to the React components. We'll leave that as an open question for now. I don't know. But let's kind of try to finish scoping out what else should be built here so we can identify what we should work on first. We should test that guild members, and this kind of goes along with, general users being able to access the dashboard. Well, we'll say guild members can access guild dashboard. Now, one thing I want to remind myself of is, do we have an existing test for users being able to access the dashboard? Let's run our test suite, and then let's take a look at it. We have a dashboard test here. Let's see what's in here. So dashboard shows the user's ETH address. That we can tell that works. But again, this is asserting that it shows what in the HTML, because I thought it was rendering as a, out of curiosity. Yeah, I got to kind of refamiliarize with what's being rendered and what's being tested in terms of that. Okay, so the dashboard shows the user referral code. All right, so I guess step one is just to kind of figure out what exactly we are testing here. So what happens when we hit the dashboard endpoint? Okay. So the auth middleware simply requires that the person is logged in. The Apex middleware is the admin. The admin panel, which for now is just me, but this is something that will open up maybe partial access to guild leaders in terms of having their own panel. The idea is for a lot of this stuff to just be opened up to increasingly more people over time. The guest middleware requires that, like, if you go to the login endpoint as you're logged in, it should just redirect you, I think. Yeah, redirect you to dashboard. Okay, so the auth middleware is guarding the dashboard endpoint. And when you go to the dashboard endpoint, it's going to the dashboard controller, calling the home function. Let's take a look at the dashboard controller. Oh, this is not inertia. Oh, that's right. That's because we're in a branch this is the branch before I started pulling things over into inertia. And that's a branch I haven't worked on for a couple of weeks, so I don't know if I'm going to want to pull that in or not. So this is valuable for you to kind of see the thought process. So what this function does is we're getting the user. The user by default is just pulling from the user's table. I want it to load the relationship of who, if anyone, referred this user, so we can show the that information on the dashboard, although we're not showing it right now. And then this is loading the dashboard.home view, passing in the user object. Now let's go check out the dashboard home view. Yeah, this is like sloppy and ugly because we're not using Laravel. So what this is, or we're not using inertia yet. So what this is doing, so there's a dashboard layout, and then in the content section of it, doing this like hacky, ugly, like assigning to the JavaScript window, like global window object, what the referring user is, and then like parsing that in the client side, which works, but it's ugly. So now if I go over to dashboard.js, yeah, this is just a huge, like, ugly, fast batch of code that governs this dashboard. And so this is where we started integrating inertia, and we've used this on previous iterations of the Arcade City website. But the selling point here is you're building single-page apps without building an API. You know, one thing I'm not entirely sold on here is, well, we are building an API because the API for the mobile app, we want that to use the same code base. We have had that split up previously, but given that we want to add increasing amounts of the functionality that's available in the mobile app onto the web, it makes sense to collapse that into one code base, simplify the maintenance of that. So we are going to be building an API, which shouldn't present any problems here. The point of inertia is kind of to simplify kind of the glue between Laravel and React, so you don't have to do that hacky like assigning stuff to global variables and then parsing it. And you can go on their website and learn about this. So let's go check out the initialize branch, because I did a little bit of work. First of all, what branch are we on right now? All right, so let's check out initialize, and let's make sure our assets are built. Yarn watch. Let's just take one more look at this. So if our objective is for guild members to introduce themselves in guild chat, I mean, that's going to be on the guild dashboard. So guild members can access the guild dashboard. Guild member can read guild chat messages. Guild member can send chat message. So we'll say this. There'll be other probably like unit tests and stuff that we identify, but this gets us started. So let's start on try to get guild members can access guild dashboard test going. Now here's one thing, and I'm not at all like a Git master, like so I'm gonna need to like look this stuff up, and you can learn along with me. Slash, like, if you already know, like, please throw advice into the comments. So we've got an outdated branch here that does not have the master branch in it. All the changes that we made yesterday, I need to pull that into this branch, which sounds simple and straightforward, but I want to try to like not have the commit history get all ugly, and there's different ways of doing things, and I'm kind of like a beginner noob at Git. I don't know much more than the like basic branch commits and checkout. So let's see. All right, did this work? And then let's go to arcade.test. So see here on the left, it's just home and log out. Yeah, this is like super ugly. Stuff is not optimized. Okay, I'm guessing this is a separate. Let's do this again. Okay, so what I've started to do is, instead of having this be one gigantic dashboard.js file, sort of split it up into these different routes. So right now I've got this separate screen for the wallet. Started adding this other box called My Tips. Basically, we want to start moving toward enabling peer-to-peer payments. But we're not going to be doing that right now. My question is, if we're going to be developing in this branch, what do I need to do so that I can smoothly merge it into production when I'm ready? And this wallet is, if we're going to be pushing a change, basically I want to preserve all of the like stuff that I did thus far. And let's take a look at the commit history. In fact, let's do it on the web, because I think maybe I didn't push this up. Okay. I gotta delete some of these old branches. Okay, so this branch is 22 commits ahead and 7 commits behind main. So I want to pull in main branch, but have it not like screw up the new stuff that I've put in this branch. Let's take a look at the new stuff from this branch. So it says it's 22 commits ahead. But I can't easily tell where the master branch begins and where the inertia lies. Can I tell that more easily from git log here? I'm guessing inertial apex yeah, this is just, there's nothing wrong with git. It just, I'm just too much of a noob to like know exactly what to do right now. Can't automatically merge. So let me try this. I want to merge main into inertialize. Here are the commits to main branch. 2 days ago, it was the PR adding core application type form. And then yesterday's work adding the basic guild invites feature, and then some other like junk that I added to the main branch after that PR to kind of fix stuff. Now, why can I not merge? So I guess base of inertialize, I'm pulling in the main branch. Let's see what this does. I'm sure there's like some super git command that if I put on the command line would just do all this for me, but I'm just gonna do this because I like the visual. I think it'll show me the clear diffs, like what needs to change so that you can resolve the conflicts. So I'll call this merge main PRs, etc. into inertialize, I hope. So create pull request, and then it should tell me why I can't merge it. Oh, okay, one file, hooray. Sometimes it's like a huge list of files. Let's resolve the conflict. Okay. All right, so the inertialized branch right now, I see it says inertialize here, and that says main. So here's what's in the guild, or the main branch, because obviously we did this stuff yesterday. And I guess, I was starting to pull over some of the circle code for payments from the API to the wallet to set up for the tips thing, which we're not going to do at this moment. So basically, I'm just going to pull the most basic routes from here, from the top down to the bottom. It's probably good to do this manually. So guilds invite. And then we'll pull in this. Now let me make sure that that's everything. This I don't need. We have guilds, accept invite, the get and the post. That's sloppy as hell. I gotta remove that. In the auth sanctum middleware, guilds invite. Yep. And then this comment that is not needed. Good. So I'll axe all of this. I miss my Vim. Okay. That looks about done. So mark as resolved. Commit merge. A choice. Heads up, this will commit to main. Why? Commit updates to the main branch. Why am I updating the main branch? Create a new branch for this commit. Your pull request will be updated automatically. I'm only going to do this one because I think it's less risk of screwing up the main branch. Create a new branch for this comment. Resolve main inertia. Ugh. Okay, here we go. Entryist wants to merge 7 commits into inertialize from resolve main inertia. Okay, that sounds fine. Should I squash and merge? Usually I squash and merge when I go into main. Yeah, let's just squash it. Fingers crossed. Great. Confirm. Okay. You're all set. The resolve main inertia branch can be safely deleted. Yeah, I'm going to hang on to it just for now. Okay, so now let's go to the inertialize branch. Get pros, please tell me how to speed this up in the comments if you know. Okay, so inertialize had recent pushes less than a minute ago. Let me just check the commit history to make sure that we did. Okay, good. Merge main, PRs, etc. into inertialize. Now here's what I want to try to do. I want to try to merge this into the main branch, even though we're not ready to deploy this to production, because there's a bunch of like weird cruft. The wallet stuff is just not ready. I want to at least see that I cannot automatically merge. Why not? That was the point of what I just did. All right. Initialize. Initial conversion to inertia. Why can I not automatically merge? Routes API, what the heck? Merge 23 commits into main from inertialize. Maybe because... Oh. Well, that's fair because we made this... okay, it's probably because... we just kind of made up our own routes API that was like our own custom Frankenstein between the two. And that's what I want it to look like. All right. Yeah, we don't have auto deploy because like this is the repo that's tied to the Arcade City website. It pulls from the main branch, but it's not. It doesn't do that until I trigger it manually. It's not on like auto deploy, so this won't update the website. I don't like having the main branch not be able to be deployed, but we're going to be deploying later today, so that's okay. All right, so this looks good to merge it into main. All right, let's delete that. Okay, so initial conversion to inertia. Good. Now if I go over here, let's axe this, get checkout main. I don't care, stash it. Get checkout main. Those are like the files that the build process makes that are different from what's in it. It thinks that it's something that should be committed, but it's not. I should maybe ignore that. No, whatever. This is fine. So get checkout main, get pull. Okay, we are now fully up to date, and we have the new updated routes API file with everything in it that we want to be in it. Now, I'm going to create a new working branch that I'll be able to cleanly merge into main later. And we'll call it Guild Dashboard. Is the convention for Git branches supposed to be underscore dash? I'll do nothing. All right, Guild Dashboard. Now, I think I can get rid of a lot of these branches. Okay, so we've got just main and our active branch. Let's do that up here too. I guess this is risky to axe everything. Main and all of this other stuff is old. Oh, it's already all been merged, so let's axe all of it. Oh, I can restore. Okay, and then push. Great. Are these, oh, these, I guess these are even more. Oh, view more active branches. I want everything gone except for what we're working on. 2 branches. Main and Guild Dashboard. Perfect. This branch is even with main. All right, we're ready to go. Now let's make sure that we've got the latest. This is called Laravel Mix. It's the equivalent of the create React app script that compiles your JavaScript files. They're like huge files in development, and then they get minified and bundled properly for production. I've got a lot of duplication because I've got a bunch of sprawling, putting things in different files. Okay, so this is, we're now good to change this. I gotta figure out what's going on. Oh, I've got some asynchronous stuff that I'm not properly cleaning up. So I would also describe myself as an intermediate React developer, not a pro by any means, still learning about best practices around React hooks, which is kind of the new thing. But I will say it's inertia makes it relatively straightforward to do both Laravel and React in the same web application, and it's really nice because that allows for code reuse between our mobile app, which is React Native, and the web. So, how should we test guild members can access guild dashboards? So now here's one problem, I think. So one downside to inertia is I think it makes some of the testing harder or not possible. So let's try going back to, all right, now that we're on the inertia branch, let's kind of trace again what happens from dashboard. Okay, so note this is no longer just being guarded by auth. It's being guarded by auth sanctum. And I showed that briefly yesterday. Laravel Sanctum provides a featherweight authentication system for SPAs, single-page applications, mobile applications, and simple token-based APIs. So we're using this both for the, the 4.1 app already uses this for the API, how the mobile app authenticates with the API, and we can also use it to auth with this, what's called a single-page application. I don't know that I'm using SPA navigation over here. I think I'm doing it just via the route. So there's just some stuff to figure out about what we want to be done in the Laravel way versus the inertia way. So one downside of inertia is that because it's rendering React components, you're not pre-rendering stuff in a way that's easily consumable by search engines. So when we do more of the like public facing Arcade City site with profiles and some of the more like basic social networking features, some of that we might want to be using not inertia and just use straight Laravel that's server-side rendering, or maybe we'll that Laravel is server rendered by default, or maybe we want to put in a server rendering framework like pre-render or something like that. There's decisions that we don't need to do now, but just kind of problems or challenges looming on the horizon for kind of tapping into the best of both worlds in terms of having a single page application that's in React, as well as like the benefits of more standard server rendered applications. Whatever, we don't need to care about that right now, but just to get you oriented around like the dashboard. So let's see what's going on here. So when I go to /dashboard, we're authing with the Sanctum auth guard, and then we're going to dashboard class called new home. Oops, dashboard controller, new home. So we're getting the user, and note last time we just rendered a blade view, which was just kind of calling in a React. It just had like a little placeholder with a div ID that we use React DOM to swap out for the React dashboard that took over the full screen, which is like not optimal. Here we're calling inertia render dashboard home, and just passing in the stuff that we were previously like assigning to the ugly JavaScript global variables. We're putting that in. Kind of like we would just pass it straight to a blade view. So we're passing in the users that you've referred, which right now we're just displaying as a number, but we've got the information about like, if we wanted to show you like the usernames, we'll probably do that. So it'll be easy for you to see exactly who you've referred. Not priority right now. Who referred you and what your referral code is, that's there. So it's rendering dashboard home, and it's looking for this in the resources.js pages folder by default, and then in the dashboard home component. So, and then you'll note that this component is a TSX, which is exactly what I want to be coding in, is TypeScript. I love TypeScript. And it's rendering this. We're just creating a default export of dashboard home. We are assigning a layout that gets rendered every time. Like if we navigate to a different component, instead of re-rendering the entire page, it'll just kind of keep things within that layout. Although right now I don't think we're navigating using the inertia. Actually don't know. Let's pull that up. Oh. Href equals dashboard. Okay, so we are. Yeah. So the slowness as I click from wallet back to home is because this is just doing a lot of stuff. But when I click wallet, it doesn't flash, like it doesn't do a full page reload, and that's kind of one of the cool things of how inertia works, is that instead of re-rendering the entire page, it's just like asking the server for the HTML that's changed something, so it seems like you're staying within one application, but it's still able to make whatever calls it needs to the database, but it feels more snappy. Whatever. It's cool. All right, so I know that we're going to need a guild tab over here. What I want to think about now is how to approach testing, because this is not rendering any HTML. It's rendering JavaScript. And so PHP unit can't look for things that it would otherwise be able to find. Now, here's one thing we haven't done. Let me remind myself, what is the state of the tests? Because I think I might have cleaned up the tests that weren't working in the previous code base, but not here. Let me see. Okay, here's some circle tests I was pulling over. Guild test, what's going on there? Target class guild controller does not exist. Oh. Yeah, I just, that's easy to fix. I forgot to pull that over when we merged these. Let me make sure that's the only thing. So guild test didn't pass, and the rest of it passes. That's good. I guess I already removed the like. Dashboard shows user referral code. I need to look at that test. First, let's make sure guild test works again. Okay, so let me just commit that. Fix, oops, so we pull this in. We'll call that fix guild test. And that's just build Shaz. Just like whatever. What? Git failed to execute Git. What the hell? Want to try that again, buddy? No? Yes? I've never seen that before. One commit ahead of main. Fix guild test. Okay, it's not showing here, even though it's not showing. Fix guild test. Did it just remove those files? Why are they not showing in my? And I'm logged out. Was that supposed to happen? What's going on? I just don't know what happened. Let me go back to dashboard home. Let's just make a change and make sure that this works. Okay. It does. Let's do test. Get out of my way. Test commit. Get push. Okay. Undo. All right, where were we? So the inertia function is interesting, or the inertia page function, dashboard home. There's a function called use page with the props, where we just what we passed in with the dashboard controller. This here, we can easily grab it via use page.props. That's really nice. I need to like add types. Okay, now remind me about the dashboard test. Dashboard shows user referral code. assert C user referral code. How is this passing? Where is it seeing it? What is it seeing exactly? I don't think it's seeing the full page, my referral code. Does it see this? First of all, why does it kick me out again? Okay, what does this do? Right. It doesn't see my referral code. What is it looking at? Oh. I think it sees... Yeah. So in this blob of data... So this assert C, what this assert C is doing, I'm fairly certain, it's just parsing the HTML that this like dumb PHP unit test runner sees. And if it sees that string, like it sees it here, you can basically only test that you've passed some props to the inertia page. You can't test what's actually rendered on the page unless we were to redo the tests in Dusk, which we might do. For testing like via the browser. So I think we do want to do that because it would be nice to have a solid Dusk suite for kind of, that's a bit more like stepping through the full flow from the user's perspective instead of just the basic functionality. Those tests can be a little bit more, they call it brittle because you're needing to rely more on like the different HTML page elements. And even though Dusk has some functions and things to make that easier, it's still like if you're changing stuff, your test can break in a way that it doesn't necessarily tell you that the underlying code is problematic. It's just that you changed something and it's harder to keep up to date. So I think we will do Dusk tests, but should we do it now? Let's think about this. We want to be able to test that the guild members can access guild dashboard. And so probably we'll want them to be able to see on the left, like on the sidebar, if they're a member of a guild, it should say like the name of the guild over here. And that'll be like the screen for that guild. And because we're testing that, there's no way to test that. See, like this failed because it's not reading this dashboard page. It's not, the test runner isn't able to load the JavaScript. We have to do Dusk for that. Dusk can handle it, but this cannot. Okay. So this shouldn't even be called dashboard shows. This dashboard is past the user referral code. Assert C user ETH address, which is also, that's right there. So dashboard is past. Yeah, these were like, the names were not previously updated, which is why I was like confused to the point I had to like look into how this was. Okay, so update those names. All right, let's go set up Dusk. Have we set up Dusk before? It could be cool to do this from scratch. Let's check. Oh, okay. Yeah, we have Dusk already installed. You can read about the installation of that. There, we just basically went through those steps. So question, what tests do we have already? Oh, we have a happy path test. So that's basically just stepping through from start to finish what you want it to be, what you want to see. Let's see. So yeah, let's kind of step through what I've got here so far. So I commented out some of this stuff. This is, I think, the sign up process. Let's actually uncomment it and give it a try. So to recap, yeah, Dusk is basically opening a browser on your behalf, and whether it could be headless or not. Headless means you don't see the browser; it just does it kind of in the background, or you can have it like actually pop open a browser. Let's see what we have it set on. Right now it's on headless mode, but we might disable that to demonstrate. Okay, so browser. So you're opening the browser and you're driving it like this. So you're visiting the homepage. You're seeing Arcade City on the homepage. You're testing that the join form can be filled out. Like you're clicking the writer button. You're typing your email address. That needs to be updated. You're clicking the join button. You're seeing submitting that button changes to. Pausing for 1 second. Waiting for the text for welcome to Arcade City. That's on the page. I don't know if you can directly access it. Yeah, you can. Click the link to then, once you're on this page, which there's nothing to do aside from click beta login. You're waiting for text that says email address. I gotta fix that. That's just that's the magic auth checking to see if you're already authenticated and putting you in to the dashboard. It's kind of choppy and sloppy how I have it implemented. But that you're asserting that you're seeing the login button, you're entering your email address, you're clicking the login button, and then that's the end of that in terms of the login flow. I don't know how to test. There's a way for you to test the iframe popping up. I'm just kind of ending that there, and then we'll pick it up from sort of okay, we're logging in. We're basically kind of simulating the fact that we've logged in as me. And then this is what I was working on previously. We're visiting the dashboard. We're waiting for it to load. We're seeing the user's email address, which is no longer accurate because I've moved some of that stuff to there. So I got to update this test. And then we're taking you can take little screenshots here. So what the test runner sees. It's pretty cool. All right. Now let's see. Do I want to extend that happy path test or start a new one? Let's go back. Well, first let's actually run it. Now I'm guessing it'll fail here. So instead of T to run our standard PHP unit tests, D runs Dusk. Probably be more fun to have this not be headless so we can see what it's actually doing. Waited 5 seconds for okay. That's good. It fails where we thought it would fail. And what I'm actually going to do here is make it do something I actually know. The wait for text is basically it'll hang out there until it sees that for up to 5 seconds. If you assert too soon, I actually can probably remove that pause there. All right, let's see if this looks good. Huh. Waited 5 seconds for text my referral code. Okay, I'm guessing maybe that pause was actually needed. And then I'm going to remove, I'm going to re-comment out this stuff because I don't need to keep retesting the And this canon should be maybe split up into different tests, but happy path, I guess the idea is just you've got one test that tests stuff start to finish. I don't know. Let's just make sure that we can get into the dashboard here if we're logged in. Okay, I'm guessing this was maybe something that broke when why is that not redirecting to the dashboard? Oh, it's because I've logged in. I've authenticated via Sanctum, but that page is expecting me to be authenticated also with Magic, I think. And I don't know how to auth with Magic via... no, that's not true. This is authing with Magic. I don't care that you see this token because it's stale and it only works in development. But that basically auths, it should auth as me. Upon logging in via Magic, the React dashboard sends one post to user login with the relevant info. So we're just sending that to user login. All right, here's another question. If I die and dump this response, will Dusk let me see it? Yep. Okay. Yeah, I've got the authenticated user here. And then I'm saying Sanctum, act as that. Yet when I visit the dashboard, out of curiosity, what if I just make it a longer pause? Am I seeing, is there anything in the console log? Just a source map thing I don't care about. I'm wondering if the login route, there might be something screwed up with the middleware. Let's see. The login route looks like it's out of curiosity. If I disable this middleware, what does that do? Okay. It's looking like the auth sanctum middleware is not recognizing the fact that I should be acting as the user, which has worked fine in PHP unit testing. And I don't know, I can't remember if I've ever gotten this to work in Dusk testing. I thought this was working before. Let me Google. Laravel Dusk Sanctum auth. I think I've already been to this file and I've already done this. And I already did this. I don't know what this stuff is. I session domain, sanctum stateful domains. The env file. Let me try something. Yeah, looks like that didn't change anything. Session domain should be test.local. Session domain equals rk.test. And let me remove the long delay here. Um, out of curiosity. Alexa, stop. So it's not even getting there. That's getting annoying. There's no auth user. Why is there no auth user? Interesting. Random comment with 0 votes. What? What? Oh, really? Okay. That didn't work. What about? Yeah, no. Yeah, dusk. I don't know. Newer. Wow. Gosh. And the test passes. Finally. Okay, so here's what was needed. Does it work without this? No. Okay. All right, stop. Yeah. And I don't remember reading this in the documentation. Maybe it's somewhere, but like DB commit is required for this to authenticate properly. Thanks to this comment with no upvotes. Dude, I will sign up for this just to upvote your comment. There we go. Votes cast by... All right, well, whatever. The way a dust test is performed, normal unit tests are all a dust test is performed using multiple processes. One is like a unit test and one emulates a browser. Therefore, changes to a database need to be committed, which does normally happen implicitly when closing a connection. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, whatever. This was the magic line that I needed, and thank you, commenter guy. Namoshek. All right. So I can now test dusk. Let's continue. Let's check out what our changes are. So I'm going to go back and remove those changes, which I don't think were material. Let's remove. That's fine. I added this. I don't think I need that 3-second pause. And I had to do this login as. The sanctum acting as was not sufficient. Okay. All right, whatever. I'm calling this fix sanctum dashboard off. well, dusk, whatever. Okay, we're testing that we visit the dashboard, we see wait for text, my referral code, assert C, my referral code, screenshot happy path. Now, we're currently logging in as a fresh me user. You know what? I think I want to not have this be happy path. I want to do a, let's do like artisan, is it new dusk? Or dusk, new guild dashboard test, dusk make, maybe. Okay. Okay, what are we testing? All right, hour and a half into the video and we're starting our test. Database migrations, do I want to use that? I'm not entirely clear on the difference between that and refresh database, but I think I want to use refresh database. No. All right, guild members can access guild dashboard. And I guess there's like a related test, which is, come on. Non-guild members cannot access guild dashboard. So if you've got like random person, well, let's not say that it's random person. Let's say that it's you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put this junk here into the login Chris for dusk test case. I think this is just returning the user, so let's give that a try. And we don't need sanctum here. We do need it here. Does that look good? Happy path test. All right, first of all, let's try this. User equals this login Chris. Let's just make sure this works fine. Let's go back to headless mode because I don't like having to bounce back and forth between that. Illuminate JS response. Okay, JS, we need to pull out the, this is res, and I believe the user equals res JSON. Let's try that. Call to a member function with access token on array. Oh, because it's just returning a user object. It's not actually the user. Pain in the butt. Oh. User is auth user. Okay. I don't need this to be res. And guild dashboard test. So we have the user. Now, when we visit the dashboard, we should see my referral code, just because for right now that's on the home page, although that will change and then we'll need to update the chest. That's okay. And we should say assert do not see Arcade City Core, because we have not added this. I don't need this. Okay. Did not see expected text. Now, one cool thing is that when it fails, it automatically takes a screenshot for you. Did not see expected text within element body. Okay, we're not getting to the dashboard. What did I miss to do? Browser. Oh, I gotta log in as. It would be nice if the browser. It'd be nice if I could do like browser or login Chris and not have to do this part of it, but okay. Non-guild members cannot access. We'll call it done for now because it passes, even though it's passing because no one can access the guild dashboard because it doesn't exist. Guild members can access guild dashboard. Now here, we're going to set up a guild and have the user join it. Now let's see if we can remember how to do this easily. Guild equals let's do this. Guild. Does that pull it in? Yep. Factory. Create. Name. Arcade City Core. And then guild. I don't remember. Do we put that on the guild object or? I guess it's on the user object. Oops. Join guild? Yeah. User, join guild. What? Undefined user join guild. Am I not getting a user object back? I'm getting the auth user, which I thought would be a user. Huh. Does it need to be cast at it? Like, is it just a type error or? Oops, I'm doing the wrong test. Okay, it is an app model user. Does it actually throw an error on join guild, or it's just not liking it because it can't find the type? Okay. Yeah, this is just, can I cast this? I want to do like some TypeScript mojo, but Out of curiosity, does that do anything? Because you can usually like cast something like wrong place. How do I? Man. Oh. Come on. Wait. Wait. Oh. Booyah! Okay. I'm like never needed to do that, but thank you for VS Code, like expecting me to define my types. Okay. The user now joins the dummy guild that happens to be called Arcade City Core. Now, this is expecting that we see Arcade City Core, because I'm basically saying that in addition to you seeing kind of the initially rendered thing here, you should also see on the sidebar like a little guild icon with your guild, because there'll be multiple guilds potentially. All right, so this right now passes. Let me do this. DF, do these two tests. The top one passes because we don't see it because it's not implemented. And the bottom one passes. Bottom one fails because we don't see what we expect. So we can say that this properly fails. So let's get this passing. We need this to see Arcade City Core. When we go here, that is in the sidebar menu where it'll show. And we will want to refactor this when it feels kind of icky. Let's first see. Yeah, I guess that's like a global Ziggy helper. It seems to work. Ugh, what was that? Oh, it tried to make a... Okay, that's something we need to... yeah. Yeah, I'm not aware of anyone who's connected Magic with Laravel with Inertia. And it's not all quite smooth yet, but will be quite powerful once we get it all smoothly integrated. Okay. Let me just make a note for later. What do we call that? When session expires, inertia link pulls up window weirdly. Like it does that when inertia can't process the response, and it should just straight redirect immediately, not show anything weird like that. Okay. So in terms of this working, yes, that does. So the sidebar menu needs to know what guilds the person is in, because we're going to show one nav menu item per guild. So let's remind ourselves where the use page is used. And oops. Okay, so this goes there. And what are we going to expect? We're going to expect const guilds equals use page props. Okay. And let's just console log that. So right now we're not passing in guilds, which we do in the dashboard controller. And it should be as simple as that, this relationship that we set up yesterday. Let's see if we got it. Guilds. Oh, yeah. Yes. Name, Arcade City Core. Look how easy that was. Now, this... What? Do the types later. All right, so for each guild, let's put it above the wallet link. This SVG stuff is... I don't want all this in here. All right, let's do... I'm probably going to remove the wallet link for now. That's something that we got to clean up before we launch this. So I guess here we're going to do a guilds dot for each guilds, and we're going to return one of these inertial links for each. For now, let's just I guess I'm going to put it in guild.name. Dashboard guild. Let's try this. Does that work? New. Guilds for each. Do we have the guild here? Yeah. Why are we not rendering the inertia link then? Oh. Yeah, this has to be a map, I think. Booyah. All right, let's just fix this little error down here. Should have a unique key prop. The key will be the guild ID. Now. Our test passes because it shows Arcade City Core over here. All right, it's got the wrong icon and it doesn't. Well, it tries to go to guild/ID. Like, that's all logical. Cool. Now, the name of our test isn't descriptive, or we're not done with it because they're not accessing a dashboard. But the step one is they can see the link. And we might actually go to our test and say, can see the guild link in sidebar. Now, the next thing is they're gonna click on it. I don't know if this works. So when they click on this, what should we expect to happen? I mean, they're going to be navigating to the new path. Let's say, wait for text. Let's say guild roster. should have committed. Waited 5 seconds. Okay, so it looks like... Oh, now I want to know what happens. We should have an error, a screenshot from that error. Let's go to the screenshots directory. Yeah, see, when Inertia can't find a URL, it like renders it in this overlay, and it tries to go to that URL, which we have the catch-all redirect that redirects to the homepage. So that's obviously not ideal behavior, and that might have been what was happening earlier also. Okay, so first of all, let's just say that this initially passes with link seen. Okay, then this is the next failure that we need to address. Should probably assert the can I assert like the path is? I'm not sure I am. Assert that the current URL path matches the given pattern. Let's give it a try. Failed asserting the dashboard matches. Okay, I think that's a proper failure. It's not navigating there because it doesn't recognize it as a valid route. So I think the next thing for us to do is to create the route. Now, right now, we've got these two separate routes. This needs to turn into a group, much like this. And we'll call this dashboard routes. And the middleware needs to be auth sanctum. Then we will do this and this. And we need to do this and this. Okay, that should still work fine. And I'd like to prefix the group with /dashboard. Laravel 8 route group prefix. I don't know what the syntax is. Okay. I think I can put that over here. That should do the same thing as previous. Oh. It does, but cannot read property map of undefined. Okay, so I see. On the wallet route, we're not passing in the guilds object. Let's just check that guilds actually exist. Okay, so that needs to change because this is expecting that it's there, but it's not there on the wallet. I'll just put that over here. Wallet route, it's also needs guilds object. All right, Arcade City Core. Well, we'll do the formatting later. I just want to get the tests passing. All right, so we were about to do the route for route get guild /ID. And for now, we'll just say this is dashboard controller class guild. Now, does this give us a nice juicy error? No, it gives us a redirect. Why did it do that? Did it not rebuild the Ziggy routes object? Maybe because it, oh, it's probably erroring because it didn't find the guild method, is my guess. Let's try this. Nope. Why is that not going anywhere? Can I look at the Ziggy routes? This pulls in all of the routes and does something to make it easily accessible by the JavaScript something guild URI dashboard guild ID, which I think needs to be in braces. Silly. All right, try it again. No. There we go. Just braces, no colon. All right. We are now ready to return our new guild page, which does not exist yet. We will do this. We'll call this guild. That'll change to like view guild, or I don't know, because we got to distinguish also between the dashboard view of the guild and then the like public guild profile. We'll figure that stuff out later. All right, let's do this. So for now, let's just do this because that'll at least get that. Whenever you got the same code, multiple places, that tells you it's about time to need to refactor, but that's fine for now. So at least we'll see on the wallet page, it'll also show the guild. Okay, now, cannot find module dashboard guild. Look at all this stuff. I should commit. Oh, I never did a commit for that. Guild route shows in sidebar. And it's looking for resources.js pages, dashboard, guild.tsx. And let's grab this layout convention here. Let's just grab this whole thing, drop that there. guild, guild, guild. I don't need this stuff. Oh, I do need the layout. Sup? All right, dashboard / guild / one works. Does that change our error message here? No. Actual path dashboard does not meet the expected path. So here's something where I don't know if inertia updating it is changing what the test is expecting. Let's see, go into here. What if I try waiting? It might just not have loaded yet. Let's just wait for a second and a half. Not wait, pause. Awesome. Okay, so this path does work. It just, I had to wait a second for it to actually go. And if I were to go to where we're saying sup, and if I were changing this to say guild roster, all right, we're back at green. Nice. Because that says guild roster. Let's go. Let's say passes with route working. Okay, what did we say we wanted? Guild members can access guild dashboard. Well, we haven't built the dashboard yet, aside from in terms of the relevant functionality, but we did, we got a route here. You know what we're going to want. Well, I guess in here we'll have to make sure that we have to protect the route also. It can't just be just not seeing the link. We also have to protect the route. So we'll do that as part of our test. So, you know, we're testing that we're in a route that's dashboard guild and we see something there. So that's cool. The focus on this test is the access of it. So we can call that done for now. Now let's go back over to here. Non-guild members cannot access guild dashboard. Now that's cool too, because we're only looping through the guilds that the person is a member of. So they're not even seeing this link. So this test actually passes. But what we want to try is if we create a guild, okay, we can't see the link, but we also need to be able to not directly access the route. And then, you know, assert what behavior we expect to see it. So if we visit dashboard / guild / the ID of the guild that we just created, we can't assert redirect here. Assert. Assert path is dashboard. I think we want to say basically if you're trying to go somewhere you're not supposed to go, you don't have access to, then you should be redirected to the dashboard. Okay. Let's run this. Actual path dashboard guild 1 does not equal expected path dashboard. They were not redirected. So we need to check that this user is actually a member of this guild. And by the way, we are going to be... Now let me try something. I gotta remember how this, what is this called? Route model binding. We're gonna need to be passing the information about the guild into the view. And we'll probably use that same thing to check whether or not the user is a member. Let's remind. I don't know that there is a guild in the local host. Yep, there is. So maybe this needs to be the other way around. Guild. Oh, this has to be the name of the model, I think, maybe? Yeah. There it is. Okay. And then, do I still have the request object properly? Yeah. Okay, so that is it. It's what you're binding in first, followed by the request object. Or, just out of curiosity, does it not matter? The order. Looks like it doesn't matter. Okay, good. In JavaScript, you would need like the braces around it, or else it would go by the order. I guess the model binding figures it out. All right, so we have the guild, and here the user guild is relevant for the sidebar. We'll be refactoring that out of there. While we're here, yeah, let's throw the guild data down into that variable. And the first thing we're doing here is we're checking to see if, actually, just because I want to, let's do this. I want to see that guild object in the console log. Cool. At some point, probably there should be an authentication guard or something more sophisticated, or maybe like middleware around, can you see the assets of that guild? For now, we'll just say, the minimum viable path to getting the test to pass would be checking to see if this user is a member of a guild. I forget, do we have a function for telling if a member is? Now, we can see if a person was invited. That's on the guild object. What about user? Yeah, oh yeah. Yay. I love reusing convenience functions. Okay, if user is member of guild, let's do this. If the user is not a member of this guild, then we are going to redirect to the dashboard. And it might be as simple as that. What's wrong here? Semicolon. That appears to have worked. And let's make sure our test passes. Actual path. Okay, I just need to change the test. Assert that. Nice. Okay, so I think this test is fully done. They're not seeing the link. Like, there's, a user that's not a member of this guild can see their dashboard. They don't see the link to the guild, and if they try to go to the guild page, they are redirected if they're not a member. Great. So that's done. And it's not just done for now, it's actually done. And then what's failing now? Integrity constraint violation, duplicate entry, Arcade City core for key guild's name. Where are we creating a guild? Is it because... Oh, we're doing this twice. I see. I thought maybe it's because we're using refresh database instead of database migration. So I guess it's not running the migrations after every... In fact, I wonder if that is the source of our error previously. Let me see if that makes any difference. Well, hey, that's good to know. Database migrations resets the database after every test. Refresh database, it was trying to create this guild twice. And this is a thing we should move into probably like a setup function. I'm not going to worry about that right now. Okay, don't need that, don't need that. Let's do that one more time. Green. Okay, so now we're happy with this. Are we happy with this? Logging in a user, creating the guild, joining the guild, we're seeing the dashboard, they can see the link, they can click on the link, and they can go into it. They can access the guild dashboard. It's like the guild page on the dashboard. But yeah, that's fine. The functionality of what we're expecting to do, that will be a separate test. So we're going to say that this also is done. And we will commit that. Passes. All right, let's take a look at this. Guild member can read guild chat messages. Guild member can send chat message. So yeah, the roster will be cool to put that in there. But that's not what I wanted to get done today. Oh. Dusk. Okay, that's one thing with Dusk is we need to actually give it its own database so it doesn't smash the other one. Oh, I can do that, I think, in the dusk.env file. Let's call this Arcade Dusk. And let's do... Now it might be as simple as that, and then run the migrations on the regular. Uh-oh. I don't know why it doesn't. Okay. So that's fine. I got to relog back in. And I also probably need to remake. Oh, thank you for logging in for me. Now I need to go rejoin the guild. That's fine. But the test now is let's make sure that Dust doesn't again blow away our development database. Great. All right. So the next thing we'll do is guild member can read guild chat messages. Now this is probably going to have a whole bunch of unit tests and stuff to do around chat. So we are already, what, 2 hours-ish into this video. Let's see how quickly we can implement a chat system. I mean, the code's essentially done-ish. A bunch of it is, but we still got to put it into our inertia environment here. So let's see. So first of all, let's I usually go into my SQL Pro thing, but to do database operations, but I'd like to get better at using Tinker quickly. All right, so guild create name arcade city core. Guild force create. Got it. And then user. I think I have my user was created by the auto login thing. Yep. And then user join guild. I guess I didn't assign it when I did this. So let's do guild equals guild find 1. And then let's run that again. Yay. All right. So arcade city core, guild roster. All right. Let's change. Well, let's first go do our test. So now we've got it set up again on localhost. Let's clear out the rest of these tabs. Okay, let's go back to the test, guild dashboard test, and do a new one. And this test will be called guild member can read guild chat messages. All right, this is probably a good time to abstract out a setup function. I think you go like this. And then you can add in the shared functionality. think the setup code runs before each test. And we'll be able to know for sure if this passes. Oops. Okay. Oops, let's first commit the env.dusk and say use dusk local db. Maybe that should be get ignored, but whatever. Guild dashboard test. Refactor guild dashboard test with setup. Okay. So now what are we doing here? We are joining the guild. Then we are, why don't we just go directly to the guild route. And for right now, let's just say that we expect to see guild roster. Make sure that's working. Okay. So what we actually expect to see is guild chat. And maybe I'll just write the entire test the way that I kind of think that I want it to be written. So we want to see a guild chat. We want to be able to see messages for this guild. I'd like to run a convenience function called this seed guild messages. I'd like it to be an array that returns the actual messages so that I can then assert that we see them. I want to see the text of the message. I want to see the user. We're not going to have the username attached right now. We have the email. We'll just do email for now. So I want to see the text. There's other things I want to see too, like the timestamp. Let's just start with this. So I want to seed. Oh, gotta pass that into this. All right, I want to seed guild messages. Pass that into our function here. After we join the guild and we go to the guild page, I want to see the guild chat, and I want to see two of the messages with the message body and the email of the user who sent it. That's a pretty good test. Now, let's just make sure that it fails. Of course it will. Let's say this fails. Okay. Call to undefined message, undefined method, seed guild messages. I probably need to pass in the guild. And then this goes to the test case, or in this case, just the dust test case. Does this extend test case? Laravel does. Yeah, it does. So what that means, I believe, is that I can put that on the base test case. Laravel Dusk test case. Oh. Dusk test case. I think that'll be different for the PHP unit test. Okay. Whatever. I'll just put that here for now. Figure out code reuse later if I want to also use the same thing in PHP unit. Okay, so public function seed guild messages. And this will return an array of message. None of those. Oh, I like my type there. Okay, I'm used to that with TypeScript. I need an array of messages. PHP type array of messages. Type array of model. Array object. I don't want to do any of that. You're defining a new type of array of foo, then passing that type. I don't want to do that. Well, I guess it's just array. Can I do like that? Maybe? Come on, PHP. All right, well. All right, that test passes because I've got an array. All right, we don't see guild chat. Let's go find where we say guild roster, and let's just change it to guild chat. What happened there? Huh. I don't know why it took a second. Maybe it didn't finish building yet. I don't know. All right, so guild chat, that shows undefined offset 0. Good, because I'm returning an empty array here, and I need this to be a full array of glorious things. Okay, so receiving guild messages. So I know it's going to be use app models message. If we wanted to just create 2, I could do factory 2, but I actually want to do it separately so I can pass it back like such. I think it's as simple as that. Okay. App models message not found. Now, let me see if I got some copy paste foo going on here. Let's do this. All right, so this is the code for the message in the mobile app. I'm just going to try something. If I were to just pull over, let's do message and chat room because those are connected. And let's just say I also pull over user chat room. and I were to dump that into the models directory, now what's the error? Call to undefined method app models message factory. Now, the part of why we're like wanting to just pull stuff over into a new code base is because this API code base is in Laravel 7 and Laravel 8, which introduces some of these new things like the different factory syntax. We just want to get everything on one, updated to the same Laravel 8 code base. So we will add has factory to message, and we'll probably do that to chat room too, but let's start with this. Great. And then we will actually need the factory, which I don't think we've done. Database factories, message factory not found. Good. Let's just pull this over to message factory. Oops. Now in this file, let's replace all instances of guild with message. Oops. Okay. And then what are the fields that we need? Actually, can I do this? And then we're also going to need chat room. I don't know if this will work with the new syntax, but we will give it a try. All right, let's see what our error is now. Call to undefined method app models chat room factory. So we will do this and we'll go to chat room. How about now? Can't find a chat room factory. And for chat room, now here we're just saying type is region. think in the app it's only supporting, it's set up for group chat generally, but the only type we support maybe is region. So I'm not quite sure what this should be. I'll have to see what the migration looks like. So let's grab the, first let's just look at this. It says user 1 user ID, user 1 and 2 ID. It doesn't have a guild ID, so we just gotta add that. Let's just say it'll probably be something like this. And let's create a guild here, similar to what we do in here. All right, I think that looks good. Undefined property, chat room factory, create. Oops. Same issue. Database factories chat. Where am I not pulling in chat room? Here. One error at a time is how I like to see it. Okay. Base table or view not found. Looking for the chat rooms table. And I know that we're also going to look for the messages table and the user chat room table. So I'm going to pull those over now. I'm going to change the dates on these because I want them to go in chronological order. I think that matters. I don't know if the order of those three things matters. Let's give that a try. Unknown column guild ID, good, because we didn't add that. And we can do this. Table, foreign key, foreign ID, guild ID. Ho, 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 ho. And this will be nullable because it doesn't have to be a guild chat room. Okay, now it's going into the message model and it's saying, I don't have that. I was like in the process of refactoring this from that one to the second one. I think we're just gonna axe this deprecated after 402. Yeah, then get rid of it. Clean up. I don't want to overcomplicate things, but if it's as simple as just copy pasting over the event, I might just do that now. to rename it from 2 to just regular. Make sure there's no reference to 2 anywhere. Okay. Yeah, it's a bunch of the code I just need to be moving over from the old code base anyways. All right. Okay. Did not see expected text and the expected text. So it looks like all of the junk related to messages and chat rooms, it's not having any problem with any of that. It's not having a problem with the seeding. That's all working fine. Great. Let's take one more look at that. Yeah, that works fine. And it's pulling the text from it with our demo sentence. It's just complaining that we're not seeing it. All right, so first let me save, look at all that. Save, like pull over chat room and messages, Shaz from API. So in order for us to see that, we have to pass it down. Let's go check out the controller. So here's where we're probably going to need a unit test. Because what I want to do is pass in do we want to pass in one guild chat room or multiple guild chat rooms? Multiple. It's about equal difficulty. Well, a little bit harder to do the multi to multi because we got to add like a flag on a pivot table for a default or something, but we'll definitely want to allow guilds to have multiple chat rooms. So maybe we just want to load the relation. Do we have that somewhere else? Yeah. Say guild load chat rooms. Now right now this relationship does not exist. Do we get a nice error? Did not see expected text guild chat. I'm guessing because this throws an error. Yeah. Well, that is helpful. All right, call to undefined relationship. Chat rooms on model app models guild. And this is going to be new code because we have never implemented guild chat. Well, we did during the Firebase, but not in the Laravel realm. Undefined relationship, you say. So this sounds like a good time for a unit test. A guild. In fact, let's write it over here first. It has many chat rooms. You can envision something like Slack, where like there's a Slack workspace, and within the workspace for your organization, there's a whole bunch of channels. We're calling them chat rooms, but same idea. People should be able to make any amount of chat rooms in their guild. So it has many chat rooms. Let's see. First, we need to assert that this passes just the basic relationship. Failed asserting that null. Yeah, guild chat rooms does not exist. Same as how guild. So it's going to look probably somewhat similar to guild users, but I think it's a different relationship type. Let's go over to guild model. And yeah, so instead of the users that belong to the guild, it's the chat rooms that belong to the guild. And so instead of belongs to many, it's going to be has many. Called chat rooms. Has many chat room, and we'll import that. Didn't import it. Maybe if I do this. Yep. Put it in alphabetical order. Pet peeve. Okay. The chat rooms that belong to the guild. The users that belong to the guild. All right, does that make our test pass? It does. While we're in our PHP unit test suite, let's just run everything because I like seeing the green. Wonder if the different test environments, something, whatever. One risked. Oh. Okay, risked as in it didn't perform any assertions. I don't care about that. All right, all of the relevant tests are green, so good. Now, what about our dusk test? Okay. Did not see expected text. But we do have... Now, where's my guild? Is that other thing wiping our database? Man. Okay, well, I'm not going to manually seed this again. I'm going to write an actual seeder so that I can just run one command. So let's do this. Now, what is this? I'll call this start loading guild chat room relationship. Although I should have put the unit test name in there. I don't care. Okay, so let's write a database seeder. Let's make this work whether or not I've already logged in or not before. So user find user where email crest.arcade.city. If there's no user equals user force create email. Then user join guild. Guild force create. Yeah, there's no point using a factory here because, well, actually, I do want the other fields populated, or do I not? I guess not, because then maybe the login script won't overwrite it properly if it already sees the fields. Okay, let's just see if this works. And I think when you do seeders, you have to do composer.autoload. Let's try this. Artisan db seed class equals database seeder. Is that right? Oops. First, duplicate entry RK core. Okay, then I don't care. Or it already did this part. Dang it. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. Artisan migrate fresh. Give me a fresh database. Now, seed this. Okay, now I'm gonna have to relog in probably. Now it should update my existing user object, I think. Yeah, there it is. Okay, we're in. Now, what shall we see here? I was always expecting an object on here for chat rooms, but I'm guessing if there are no chat rooms, it just returns null. For now, you know, we're going to need a test for a new guild is created with a default chat room. Which we might call the lobby. I kind of need that now because otherwise I'm going to have to go into the seeder. Although, for purposes of, I don't know, let's just maybe do this real quick. Chat room equals chat room. Okay, this will at least create a chat room associated with the guild. So if I do a fresh database and I see this again, then I think that when I log in here, no, dang it. Let me go over here. Let me see what's going on here. Why is this not loading? Does inertia not like the relationship? Guild, load, chat rooms. Yeah. Do I need to explicitly call this? Maybe I do. All right, here's just what I'm gonna do. Habada. Then I'll probably need to do like a load messages. let's go here and let's see if we have chat rooms passed in properly. All right. Yeah, we have an array of, there is the chat room called Guild. Now, we haven't given this a name. Name, pretty name. Does name need to be unique? Nope. What is the difference between name and pretty name? Where the hell is pretty name? Why do I have pretty name there? Appends pretty name, which is what? Oh, that's how I was handling direct. Ugh. All right, so just name. There's no slug. Guild lobby. Okay. I think I've got some extra console junk coming from the sidebar. Let's remove that. And in guild, got the chat rooms in the guild. Where's this other console coming from? Layout? Okay, so now just show, for now, just show me the chat rooms. Okay, guild lobby. And then what I can do is say chatrooms.map, chat room. And hey, look, we've got the messages. Oh, because that's already attached to the chat room object. All right, chat room dot. First, let's do chat room dot pretty name, even though name. In case we add something into pretty name later, let's just do that. And then I'm gonna need to do this and this. No. And we can simplify this. Okay. All right, so here we've got guild chat. And then we've got the name of the channel, chat room. And then we also have here the messages, which means that we can say, right now, let's just put, let's see. Messages, chatroom dot messages dot length. Oh yeah. All right, now in here, chatroom dot messages dot map. P. Oops. Map. Message. There. There. Message dot text. Oh, I haven't seeded any messages. Why don't I put that in my seeder? No, because that's defined on the test. I could make the test call a seeder. For now, just give me this. Just give me this. Create with guild ID, chatroom ID. Yes. All right, let's get rid of this key prop. What's the problem? Oh, yeah, message dot ID. Now. Okay, does our dusk test now see the message text? Did not see expected text. Next, blah, 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 blah. Why not? Let's check out the screenshot and see if we can tell why that is. This person sees nothing. Have we seeded the chat messages in this? Oh, it wouldn't have seeded it into the correct chat room. Because we said we wanted to do it for a guild. Do we know a guild doesn't necessarily have one chat room? Here's what I think we can do. I may want a convenience function to just grab the default chat room from a guild. For now, let's do this. Guild chat rooms. Can I do this? First. What is it? Did that work? And then chat room ID chat room ID. Maybe? Maybe. Trying to get property ID of non-object. Okay. First question. Do we have a guild? Oh, the guild doesn't have a chat room because we... Well, that's what we get for not implementing that unit test, because now we have to have that same logic here. Okay. Do I want to do that here? Not really, but I actually also don't really care. We'll refactor that later. Just get to green. Oh yeah. Okay, so we can see the message copy. We're just not seeing the email address of the user. I don't know that I want to share the email address of the user. I don't yet know quite how I want people to be identified. I mean, the idea is to do username, but the username is associated with the app account. The question is, do we want to add in linking right now? Let's think about it. Let's see where we are on our test. So if we go back to our test, guild dashboard test. Guild member can read chat messages. You know, we don't absolutely need to have who it's from at this moment. Can they go in and can they read the messages of their chat from their guild? They can. And let's make sure all of our tests on the guild dashboard pass. Oops. DF, not TF. Waited 5 seconds for guild roster. Change guild roster to guild chat, please. All right, that's really cool. So I'm going to call this passing because it's passing. It doesn't have to be pretty. We can do the prettiness later, like other metadata and stuff like that, but we have the user. Yesterday we built user and guild. Now we've got chat room and message, and then there's a whole bunch of stuff that we can do just to get those relationships pretty and good. But one thing I would like to do next is our next main test to enable guild members being able to introduce themselves to guild chat is guild member can send chat message. When that's done, maybe we want to do the linking to the app account. Because if people are introducing themselves, yeah, it would be nice to show the data from the app, like where they're from and what their username is and what their class is. So, I mean, we're making good progress. Maybe we do want to do this today. Let's give it a try. we pretty much solved that for now by just adding it to each thing. Session expiration, not really urgent. Okay, so we will do this next. Break time. Looking good so far. Note these are not actually feature tests, they're browser tests. For guild member can send chat message. We're not just doing read-only interface type thing. We're talking about functionality. So we might actually want to do this as a feature test first. Or maybe not even do it as a browser test. Or maybe we do want that there, and maybe we want the feature test to be like user can send chat message. Okay, we're gonna need some kind of testing around message sending. And what we'll do is go open the API codebase and pull over the tests and see what they are. Do we not have... We don't have unit tests for chat and chat room. I don't know why that is. Let's see what's in this chat test. There's user can send message to chat room. All right, let's just pull over this whole feature test and try to run it in this environment and just see what happens. Yeah, we don't even have, we've got some of this older syntax that we need to change. Okay, any other redness? App sign in. Let's change that to login, Chris. Let's remove these. Geo? What are we doing with Geo? No. User is notified of joining new chat room. Let's just mark this incomplete. All right, let's see what happens if we run chat test. Okay, call to undefined method user join chat room. Okay. Huh. All right. Let's go do this join chat room. That might be useful. As it's related to what we're doing, let's do it. this save. Ooh, is that needed over here for join guild? All right, user object. I don't know if it is. Probably not if it's been working thus far without that. So I'm gonna remove that. Okay, join chat room. What else we gotta do? All right, let's do one of these at a time because it's getting a lot of failure here. User is notified, so that one we don't care about. User can create or fetch two-player chat room. Okay, we don't need the two-player stuff right now. User can fetch messages from all chat rooms they belong to. Okay. Basically, I only care right now about user can send message to chat room. But this is two. Okay. Yeah, we can do this. So call to undefined message, undefined method user chat rooms. In user 53. Okay. That's positing a relationship between the user and the chat room. That leads to a question of whether the user should be, I guess the user could leave some of the chat rooms. Okay, how do we simplify this? Oh, yeah, this is not going to work. And by the way, yeah, I'm actually going to remove this. I'm going to remove that because I don't want to add code that's not tested, and that needs a unit test, which might exist in the other code base, but is this user join chat room? Do we want the user to be able to just join the chat room of the guild? Okay. Let me do this. Let me delete this because one problem is I'm just trying to adapt what's there, and it's preventing me from thinking originally about like what's the simplest way. User can send a message to a chat room. Arrange. Given a user, let's have the user send a message . I could do it as a convenience function, but all right, let's do this. Here I am again creating a chat room manually. All right, write the test that you want. There's no geo. I want alphabetical order. Okay. All right, there's an authenticated user. There's a guild. We will have the guild's chat room, the lobby chat room. We're asserting that it begins with no messages. Then we are sending a message to that chat room. Then we are asserting that it has a message. Okay. All right, here's the test. This now should fail properly. Trying to get property messages of non-object. This is not an object because this does not exist. Instead of calling this lobby chat room, I'm going to call it get default chat room. And let's make that into a unit test. It has a default chat room. Okay. All right, so our test, it has guild, it has a default chat room, fails. I'm gonna add that to our list of guild. It has a default chat room. So on the guild object, guild model rather, public function get default chat room, returning a chat room. Return this chat room's, for now I'm going to call it where name guild lobby first. So that returns fine, although this is null because it doesn't exist. Okay. Well, let's kill two birds with one stone here and also implement this. Okay, so guild test unit this. A new guild is created with a default chat room. This assert not null. Guild. Well, I can do assert not null get default chat room, but I'll keep that separate. Let's see. This assert count, guild, chat rooms, assert count 1, guild, chat rooms. Does that work? I mean, of course it'll fail. Okay, so I believe this properly fails. Failed asserting that actual size 0, guild chat rooms, it's not erroring, it's just saying no, there's none. So when we create a guild, ooh, does that happen when we do a factory also? Here's a question. Okay, so we're going to use model hooks here. Do I have one example already created? Yep, for user. So let's do this. Okay, when we create a guild, first let's die and dump so that we can see if this actually happens when we create it via a factory. Yeah, it does. Good. And let's die and dump the guild. The guild name is Professor Demetrius Labadie Sr. Okay. That's good. So we're also going to create a chat room. When we create a guild, let's also create a chat room. Create guild ID, guild ID, type, guild, name, guild lobby, guild hall, guild lobby. Okay, I imagine I will need to, oops. Thought I'd have to do some, oh, I probably disabled the mass assignment protection. Yeah, okay, whatever. We'll leave it like that for now. Okay, so it creates a chat room. Oh, the test passed. A new guild is created with the default chat room. And it has a default chat room. That doesn't pass. Now, why would this one not pass? Oh, where name is guild lobby. And I don't know that I want that to be hard-coded into that. Where is it? I could make it a constant. Okay. A new guild is created with the default chat room, and it has a default chat room. Cool. Now I wonder where I can remove. Now, does that screw up any tests? Because now we're like duplicating tests on some of the seeder, or we're not running the seeder again. Yeah, I don't need to do this anymore. Well, I'll do this. Chat room is guild default chat room. Update seeder. Okay. Okay, great. Now, we've set it up. The assert count is working fine on the initial. And it's just not hitting this API endpoint because that doesn't exist. So let's go to the API routes of the API. And let's take a look at what we have here for, what's it expecting? Chat/send message. Here we go. Let's go into the API routes. And then we need to update this to the Laravel 8 syntax. Chat controller at send message. Wait. Chat controller class send message. Okay. Then we need to pull in chat controller. First, let's kind of maybe separate this out by controller alphabetically. And then let's do this. And this. Okay. We have a route. Oops, I don't want all of it. Chat controller does not exist. Or maybe I want to copy over from the other code base. Let's take a look at what's here. Send message. Oh, only two things. Yeah, I'll just pull this whole thing over. That, I'll just leave that there for now, even though we're not doing anything with it. Looks like I don't need that. Okay, send message. We're validating that we have a chat room ID and text. Force create a message. Record. Okay. All right, that passes. But what is this here? Chat test. Unsaved changes. Did I not? Okay. All right. Message sending works in terms of at least the backend API endpoint for it. You know, we'll need other tests for like making sure the wrong user isn't able to send messages to various places they shouldn't. Okay. So this feature test now passes. So because the feature test now passes, now I can more confidently implement a browser test for this. Why don't we just do this? Guild member can send chat message. So first let's make sure our dust tests are good. And then where guild dashboard test. So we've got guild member can read guild chat messages. Okay, those are all green. Now let's do guild member can send chat message. We don't need to seed guild messages. We do want to see send. Like a send button to send a message. All right, let's see what happens so far. Okay, did not see expected text send within element body. So let's do a button. For now, let's just grab a button. All right, I gotta relog in. Okay, the test passed. Why don't I... Do I need to run that seed? Where's my guild? All right, I guess artisan db seed class equals database seeder. Oh, default chat room. Should have tested that. Duplicate entry. Yeah. I'm not sure what's going on. Okay, we've seeded. That's not what I should see. I'm guessing the user login endpoint. Let me try logging out. Error 500 log out. What? All right, what's going on here? Oh, maybe because I'm not logged in? Or am I logged in? Or something is messed up here. What's going on? ETH address null. Okay, because I ran the seed after. I need to log out, but it's not letting me log out. All right, I screwed something up. Let me refresh the database. Okay, now let me. Oh, I think I know what the problem is. I was running the seed. It was conflicting with what this was trying to do, maybe. Why is log out not working? API exception. I'm guessing there's just some like stale session data with Laravel that's something is out of sync. Okay. There's my referral code. And there's my guild. Okay. And there's my send button. All right. Oops. I don't think that would have screwed anything up. All right. All right, we see a button. Now, if we click link, send, what are we expecting to happen? We're expecting the number of messages in this chat room Okay, chat room equals this guild get default chat room. We'll begin by asserting that there are no messages in the chat room, and we will then assert down here that one message has been sent because we clicked the link. Might need to put a pause in there, I'm not sure. Okay. Can I read property click of undefined? I guess it's looking for like an actual A anchor tag. We might need to change this to click send button. What did I say? Send button. Okay, great. Failed asserting that actual size 0 matches expected size 1. So that means this is properly failing. And now we just have to implement what happens when they click this button. I think we're going to send an inertia post. I think that's the way to do it. Let's see. Forms. Cool. All right, so let's do this. So we need the inertia object. We'll set up a submit handler. We'll make a form. For right now, I'm not going to type anything in. I'm just going to have it send a hard-coded inertia post API. I'm going to guess this will error out with some like sanctum related. I don't know that we're setting the CSRF cookie token thingy. API Chat test, API chat send message. Just grab this. This is what I need. So post to API chat, send message, and chat room ID has to be well, this is ugly, but for now let's just do it's the first of the chat rooms. Chatroom.id, and the text is oops. Hello world. Okay, so what happens here? Well, we don't know what happens here. Let's see what error we get. All inertia requests must receive a valid inertia response. However, a plain JSON response was received. Okay, well, it was successful. To make an inertia response, use the... Yeah, I don't know if I want to do inertia.post. Why don't I just do an Axios? Oh, unlike a classic, okay, you don't handle the post submission behavior client side. Rather, you do this server side using a redirect. What if I don't want to? You can redirect right back to the page you're on. Yeah, but does it like refresh it or something? Yeah, no, this isn't like form submit. This is like it's like a chat box. So I think Axios is more appropriate here. Excuse me. Let's try this. Oh, there's my hello world. Nice. What happens if I do it now? I don't see anything happening. Oh, that just didn't have any feedback. Let's just dump out the response. Okay, I mean, it's not auto refreshing, but it's working. So yeah, data status 200. But why is the test failing? Should I pause for a second? Oh, booyah. Okay. Guild member can send chat message. I'm going to call this initial pass. And now let's just make it so that it can actually be a... they can say what they want. And then we'll want to make it refresh or whatever. Last 4 minutes of that previous screen recording got cut off for some reason. So anyways, yeah, you can now type in a message, hello. It doesn't auto refresh, which requires broadcasting, but we'll do that along with kind of making this look sexy. In the next video, gonna try to start chunking these up shorter, but basically the functionality is done. We got done all the back end stuff for what we wanted to do. Wallet might get to that today in terms of linking, but for this to be worth sending out to people, we got to make it look and feel not so crappy. So we will focus on front end UI UX in the next video.